Video, a Hobie PA 12 owner is going to demonstrate how he learned the best method to install the new Hobie PA mount with the bolt first assembly. You can see the finished product in a schematic on the screen, and the exploded view of this installation is in page 2 of the assembly manual. So I just wanted to give a great shout out to Scott Beattie. He's a physician, lives in New York. He's purchased several Freedom launchers, has a lot of experience installing, and he is one of the very first customers to install this new style of the blind bracket for the Hobie PA12 and PA14. And Scott, just shout out to you. You just did a fantastic job, knocked it out of the park. And so, without further ado, let's watch Scott learn how to best install on his Hobie PA12.
So this is the new blind bracket, and you can see, hopefully, it's been curved inward on both sides, so you can't get confused as to which side goes towards the middle of the boat versus the outside of the boat. And the other thing that's important to note is that you see the nut cert where the flange is exposed. That goes towards the bottom of the boat, whereas the other side is covered by plastic that goes towards the top of the boat. So it makes it easier to orient this piece. So the first thing I'm doing is just making sure the bolts go through. We'll get those in position, and then we're going to snake it through the hole, and hopefully we'll have success at getting it in place. Put it underneath. There's two. I don't think you have to go nuts about over tightening this. We'll just give it a little bit of a tweak. I don't want to, again, get those nut certs turning there. Hopefully you can see in here. I wanted to give you a little look inside. I have to give you a light. So this is the white foam you see is the on the side of the gunnel, inside wall of the hull, and that black bracket down below is the blind bracket. So what I'm going to try to do is feed the rear bolt thread up through the rear hole and hopefully be able to slide it between the foam and that inner tray of the boat, which is this tray here. You see that, and that's what we're running into down here. And I think there's enough space. We'll probably be able to sneak it up there. We'll give it a try, but I wanted you to have a look to see what's going on inside and where this needs to go. It's a challenging puzzle. The only other thing I don't know that might be getting in the way is the bolts from this basket. So let me see if that's the case, because that might be a problem. So we'll take these two screws out. They might be holding this up a little bit. As well, so let's see if that makes a difference for us. Now that that's out, and that did, so that was getting in the way, so maybe that'll give us some relief here moving forward. Fingers crossed, because I was having trouble getting the upper bowl oriented towards its hole. And it's digging right in. There's just not enough gap space between the foam and the inside of the gunnel. Got these elongated pry bars. I don't know how far I can reach with them. Oh, well, that's maybe a blow for freedom. So this is just sitting tucked up in there. It's not really All right, so there we go. So I was able to push that foam out of the way. That might solve our problem. One of the challenges is that there is a foam board that sits on the inside of the hull and comes up very close to the bottom of the gunnel and partway up the gunnel actually, and it gets in the way of being able to move things through, moving the blind bracket through and the bolts through. So it was just positioned in place. I think it's meant for sound dampening and not really has any structural purpose whatsoever. It's open cell foam for the most part. It's not very strong or sturdy. It seemed to be just placed up in position, pinched in against the inner and outer wall of the gunnel. I was able to remove it, just push it out of the way with a long pry bar. It didn't appear to be glued. It pushed out of the way very easily. So I did that on the other side already. I've already got the foam out of the way here, so I think this will go much faster. So we're going to move forward. I'll show you the reinsertion of the second new blind bracket, and then from there we'll be able to remount the crossbar and get my Freedom Launcher back up and running on my Hobie PA 12. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this side will go a little faster. So I've already pre-drilled these holes to the 9/32, and we'll see what happens. These are originally 1/4 inch, so hopefully that'll help us, and we will take it from there. Again, I'm using bell wire. Makes it pretty easy to get through from the drill hole for the mounting bracket. Always helps to have extra long tools in hand, like extra long needle nose pliers. That's a plus. Alright, second string is attached, coming through. So now we have them both. Attach that to the blind bracket. Home free, hopefully. Let's say to speak too soon, however. Certainly gets up to the holes, and that was immensely easier. Look at that. So we already were successful, and that went through very quickly. The extra drilled hole was perfect. So don't tie the knots, tape it to, make the hole a little bit bigger as I suggested. Huge difference there. So I'll just put I use double rubber stoppers on the other side, so I'll just use my nuts here. That's okay. Wow. It's nice to catch a break every once in a while. Just some helpful tips along the way. Don't tie the string to the bolt. Rather tape it around so that you have a thinner diameter coming through your holes. As I previously stated, you want to re-drill the holes at 9/32 That'll allow you to pull the bolt up, which is a 1/4-inch bolt, and the string and the tape without difficulty. I put Loctite on the last, say, 1/4 inch of the bolt going into the underside of the blind bracket. Hopefully this one will go smoothly. As I told you earlier, it made a huge difference to have the foam removed, which I had done already, and now we're just bringing these back up through, and yeah, voila. So very easy, very quick once you do it this way. I think I've got it worked out for y'all, and hopefully that'll help everybody in the process moving forward. It was a learning journey, but it was a good one, and I think once we complete this, we're going to be very happy with this modification. Again, Dave's always creative, and with his engineering brain, he's just excellent at adapting and making things better and better. He already had a great product, and it just keeps making it better all along the way. Just absolutely amazing in what he's done with this bracket. Again, using one of the rubber stoppers, which will be left on here to seal the hole. That'll hold this up in place as we get ready to put on the mounting bracket and finish this portion of the install. The whole layout of the mounting system, which hopefully you can see here, which Dave redesigned. He's redone the manual for this as well. So you can see that the bolt from underneath the blind bracket, then the flat washer, then you've got the blind bracket, then you've got the rubber stopper. Then we're going to have our half moon washer, then the mounting bracket, then a second half moon washer on top of that, and then the lock washer and nut to secure the mounting bracket on. So that's what we're going to do next. So these will go on. These will go on. Oh, and just reinstall your mesh bag on the side. Again, this is not really a huge loss in the process because this bag isn't very functional anyway. So. So now it's time for the mounting bracket. And one of the things I find with the mounting bracket is to put the bolts in first for the crossbar and have those ready to go. It just makes it easier in the long run. So that's in place, so then we just slip this on. It just makes it easier for the install, I think. And again, you have to move this H-rail back and forth to keep it out of the way. Till the very end. And that secures that. Next steps on top of the mounting bracket are the half moon washers. Flat washers on top of the half moon, and the locking nylon lock nut to secure these down. So we'll get that in place. You want to give this, still allow this some flexibility with the half moon washers until you get the crossbar on, because the crossbar is what's going to level it when it's all installed, because it'll flatten out the mounting brackets on both sides and make it level. So this still has flexibility. These are in place. There's plenty of space there. Got the half moons in place, oriented the proper way. You want the curvature to be inside to outside of the boat, not parallel or with the gunnel. So now we're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. Howdy folks, this is the Hobie Pro Angler 12 360 and showing you here today with the Freedom Launcher from Wilderside.life. Owner, creator, inventor, David Schricker. The best landing gear on the planet for all fishing kayaks, without a doubt. I have installed it on 4 different kayaks, 2 on the Hobie Pro Angler 14s, 1 on the Pro Angler 12, and also on Hobie Outback. And by far there's no other device like it on the planet. It is the best load and launcher system available, the most strongest, the most durable, and David has just done an excellent job with this product. It's the very best.